Welcome to the Fresh Rental, where we talk with the people pushing this industry forward.
And today's guest is someone doing that at two different levels. Carol Fontanez. She is the manager of rentals at Jamco and is also the president of the ARA of Florida.
And as a
Hi,
member of
guys.
the ARA Florida board myself, the YP portion of it, I'm especially excited to dive into all her ARA and rental background. So, Carol, welcome. Appreciate seeing you.
Thank thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is an honor to be on your podcast. Super excited to be here.
We're super excited to have you.
Awesome.
So, to start off, let's start from the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. How did the journey begin?
Well, let me dig through my files. Hold on. It started about 11, a little over 10 years ago. I had no idea what the material handling industry was about. You don't really think about what moves products into warehouses and distribution centers, and the fact that anything over 45, 50 pounds needs to be moved by machinery or something like that. So I was working for a cable company, and the hours, I was a new mom for the third time, and the hours weren't working for me as a new mom for my family. And so I started looking, and I was working at the other job, and Jamco came along, and I came in for an interview. It was for a receptionist position. And after the interview with the owners, um, I kind of made them commit before I walked out the door. Hey, if you let me walk out the door, you're gonna regret it. And they did to regret it, so they gave me the position, which didn't last very long because maybe a few weeks after I started, I said, okay, this is not for me. I need something a little more challenging. And they gave me the challenge, and I accepted it, and here we are.
Awesome. Now, I want to talk a little about your story on Jamco. So, what path led you to Jamco when the opportunity appeared? And then please walk us through your story on becoming GM after starting as a receptionist. That might inspire a ton of people, especially in the young professional network.
Yes, although I did age out of the YPN a very long time ago, it is a story that I love to share because, again, it's something that you really don't think about. Prior to Jamco, I didn't think about forklifts or scissor lifts or anything like that. I had to leave on business, and I kind of took over the sales for my boss, and they were gone for about a week or two or something like that. And within that period, I sold four forklifts. And so, I just kind of said, well, you know what? I really need to move forward, move out of this position. Let's dig a little bit more into maybe rentals. When I first started here, they had 10 pieces of equipment that they were looking to possibly put into rentals, and one rental customer. And so I said, let's dig into this. Let's see where this takes us. And they said, after coming back and having four pieces sold within such a short time, we trust you. Take the rentals. It's yours. Run with it. It didn't take very long, about a month or so, I was promoted, and I'm still manager.
Ralph,
That's
is that a
awesome.
pattern we're seeing
I,
there?
I was
Like
I was
every
just about to
time-
say everybody we've talked to so far, it takes the boss to leave to then really let the person in charge grow and spread the wings.
Definitely.
You know what? It's funny because I am a huge believer in that. Every time I hire somebody new, I take vacation.
That's awesome. Yeah, we were just speaking to Ty a bit all about, and when he first, got into GM, his role, Jeff left for his honeymoon, and Brandon left for Germany. He was unavailable, so just we're just gonna. That's gonna
It's
be.
your time to
I
shine.
was gonna say that's just gonna be a question that we have to ask everybody, I guess. Go
is
ahead.
that a sign for me to travel and maybe leave Jamie in charge of everything?
Oh, that's smart.
And then you can just become like chair of the board or something like that.
But Carol, you mentioned challenges, and obviously that sounds like one of the challenges when they left. But since you become the leader, what's one challenge in that role that's really shaped your leadership?
I know if you guys, follow me on LinkedIn or on Facebook or seen my other interviews, I'm huge on relationships. And you guys are an example of that. It's team building outside of the four walls. One of the biggest challenges for me was to build that network. I worked very, very hard to put that network together, and it's paid off because I've learned a lot of the things that I apply to my daily here at Jamco. Some of the stuff you don't learn from a book, you don't learn from manuals or anything like that. It comes from other people, experiences that other business owners or other rental managers have gone through. And so I have to say that after almost 11 years, now I'm in a place where I can say, I have a good network of people that I can rely on, but it took a lot of work.
And on the flip side of that, what's one accomplishment that you're the proudest of at Jamco? Is it that relationship building? Is it building from scratch the whole rental unit? Or what's the story that you're the proudest when you talk about
So,
your journey?
I mean, I have many. One that sticks out is I'm here 10 years later and I'm still here. And that's a huge accomplishment because as we know that revolving door is always spinning. And
Yeah.
we've gone through so many ups and downs within that time period. The fact that I'm still around and I'm still key to the operations here is speaks for itself. It's huge accomplishment for me, along with everything else that I've accomplished from Jamco ARA, being president of the ARA of Florida for 3 years. That's huge for me too. I have many people to thank for that, but it's hard to name one accomplishment without kind of attaching everything else because it all comes together.
No, absolutely. And, it's a perfect segue into the next topic we wanted to talk about. Not only are you there, you're everywhere, especially with the area of Florida, leading something so much bigger than just Jamco. So, what first motivated you to get involved with the ARA?
So in 2014, Peggy DeFrancisco, I believe she was the president at that time. She reached out and the board was short on equipment folks. It was party heavy. And she called me and she said, "Would you like to be a part of the board?" And not knowing what I was going to get myself into, I said, "Yes." Count me in. I'm there. I'm there, Peggy.
Love it.
But so, walking away from things and just not built that way. All my challenges and all my frustrations, half of the time, I know that half of the time they would ask me questions and I didn't even know what I was answering because it was just a lot. I didn't know what was going on. It was just so new. I was so green but I got past all of that and I saw what the association was about and what they were trying to accomplish. It's really hard to walk away from something like that. It's really hard to know that there's something really good about what you just got yourself into, and walking away would be a mistake. And I am glad that I'm still a part of that.
No, and we're glad too. Not only have have you gone on since then to continue to be part of the board, but as president of the board, that's huge. And where you've taken the area of Florida, is just outstanding. But what I guess is the one mission you're most focused on right now as president?
So right now we are working on well, there's a lot going on, Ralph. One of the things that we are focusing on right now is putting together our mixer for the Orlando, for when the ARA show comes down to Florida in 2026. So the ARA of Florida is going to have their mixer. We're not sure yet what the venue is, but we will have our mixer that everybody really looks forward to, especially when they come down to Florida. So that's what we're working on. We're working on getting everybody involved with completing their certificates for the women in rental and Ralph, you're a huge part of YPN, Young Professionals Network. That's huge. So I think that the focus right now is building the Young Professionals Network in Florida and maintaining it and growing it, and then also working on the women in rental side of the ARA, because not everybody's able to travel, right? So not everybody's able to go out to Savannah, or they had it in Nashville, and then it was, Arizona. And while that's fantastic, and I love that, and not everybody's able to do that. So it's really important that the folks who stay behind, who are not able to attend, have a local place to go and network and build that relationship, that network that has paved my way, help them with their journey through rentals as well. So that's my focus is right now, as in the role that I'm in, is that the YPN and women in rental.
Well, the YPN is our mission, Carol. That's why we are the official committee of the YPN of Florida.
I love that. You guys, it was great. Ralph just jumped on it. I'm so happy that he is on the board. We are blessed that he just took it on and ran with it, and here we are. It's fantastic. I have a great feeling about this and where it's going.
No,
That's
absolutely. And
great.
we appreciate the ability to do so, to bring that together. The guys here
Definitely.
have definitely been a huge part in making that happen. If I get busy, they pick it up and vice versa. So it's definitely been a team effort and a great team to be a part of. So we're going to keep building that team.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, for someone listening who's young, who's in rental, and they're doubting if they should or not get involved with the ARA, what would be your strategy on convincing them to be part of the ARA?
I guess my question to them would be, if you were stuck in a situation, if you had a situation you did not know how to get out of, or a problem you couldn't solve, how many people could you call to help you solve that? Who are you gonna email? Who are you gonna text? Who are you gonna call to help you through that situation? Because that's how I got through. Yes, I had, Jamco has been around since 1986. So do they know people? Absolutely. Rentals was born in 2014, but the company has been around for a long time. So they have connections, but they're not my connections. They don't have that relationship with those people, right? So it's important that the individual themselves, in addition to whatever connections they have with the company has, a network of folks who can help them get through it, build relationships. But also keep in mind, the relationships that you build, make sure that you pick the right ones, because the last thing you want is to call somebody and ask them a question, and now you're being looked at like you don't know what you're talking about. You don't want to get pulled apart either. So it's important that not that I'm saying that that's happened to me with any of the ARA people, but it's a thing, right? Because people have that in the back of their heads. I know I'll be the first one to admit, oh my gosh, if I ask this question, are they going to think I'm stupid? If I call Brandon, what is he going to say? Brandon has been a huge help. And so you have to get past that. Make sure that you pick the right people to allow into your circle and work on that. And the only way that you'll be able to work on that and secure something like that is to have a connection, like the type of the platform that ARA provides to people is like none other. I have never seen anything. I'm part of other associations, and it's very different. These people have become my friends. It's just very different. You can't compare it. So that's what I would say to them. Did I sell it?
Actually, oh man,
Perfect.
no wonder you sold those 4 forklifts in no time. That was a great
You
sales
sold
pitch.
us.
I want to do the whole process again and just become part of the ARA all over again. That was awesome. And actually, it's some great advice that, I mean, when Danny and me were getting into the ARA and getting to know people, it would have been great to hear some advice like that, because it's really, really valuable. You'll find some people on the way. I'm not saying ARA, just people in general that will discourage you, just as you said. And that's the worst thing that can happen to someone
Right.
getting into rental and someone that's young and getting into any type of business. So that's some awesome advice. And I totally agree with it. Now, when they're ready, when they're sold after hearing this podcast and they're like, yep, I'll become a part of the ARA, what's the first step for them to actually plug in? What would you recommend? Because from me, it's maybe a whole different advice that from you, that I'm from the other side and you're from the ARA. It's just like, hey, call people up, man. Try to meet with them. Try to know them. But what would your advice be on actually plugging
It's
into
the
the ARA?
It's the same. I wouldn't. It's the same whether you're an associate member or you're a general store member, equipment or events. It doesn't matter. It's the same. Just you reached out and you said, "Hey, this is what I would like to do. I want to get more involved." So I went ahead and I just plugged you in and introduced you,
Yep.
and then you take it from there. But it's the same. If Ralph called up and said, "Hey, Carol, I would like to get more involved with the ARA of Florida, blah blah blah." The same way, let me connect you. Join the Facebook page. We have a Facebook page. We have a LinkedIn page. Stay connected. Go onto the ARA national website and sign up for the newsletters. Sign up for all. I remember that was one of the advices I gave you guys when you came, but was get on the newsletter so you can receive all the events and news that's going around. So it would be the same.
Gotcha.
That's
Yeah,
Super
perfect.
clear
that
on that
wouldn't.
one, Kyle. Thank you.
Yeah. And being with the ARA for so many years, and I'm sure there's been so many experiences. I know that I've had so many that stand out, but can you give us just one highlight, one experience that really stands out for you, Carol? An event, a connection, a story? What's one event that you can share?
Oh my goodness. Well, I
That's a
have
good
horror
question, huh?
stories. I have good ones and I have really bad ones. I wish I can look back and laugh at them, but one that really stands out, it's hard to, I mean, one that really stands out on the state chapter level would be our annual event that we hold in July. One thing that actually brought tears to my eyes was when I knew Brandon was moving up to regional and our circle at the end. So
Oh,
I was sobbing.
I love it.
But it does
Classic.
have so many years. It's a thing for us. And,
Absolutely.
but as far as on the state level, I mean, we've done some really significant community give backs projects. And so the most recent one was in Jacksonville. So that was pretty big. We did a lot of work there. A lot of companies got together and we beautified the landscape at oh my gosh, it's for displaced people. It's like a place for
Housing
people to
project.
stay when yes, a housing project. Thank you.
It was a great time.
And it was the end, the outcome, just looking back at that, and sometimes I'll play the reel and everything else. It's satisfying, because it's not just about the company you work for or the members of the ARA and within your chapter or national or whatever. This is something that is outside of that. It's you're spending, and it's a hard work, but you're spending your day knowing that you're doing something for the community. And so that's always very gratifying. And so, but as far as national goes, I've been a part of the SIG group. That was really cool, which is it's an equipment segment group. That was a while back. I was asked to be on a panel. That was a disaster, but it was a great experience.
A learning experience,
But
I'm sure.
it was regardless of whether it's a good experience or not, I always take something away from it.
Absolutely.
It's hard to pinpoint just the one. There's so many, it's all good.
No,
All very good.
I knew there would be a ton. I'm sure there'll be a ton in the future as well. So looking at the future, in the industry in Jamco, area of Florida, where do you see the area of Florida, in the next 5 years?
hopefully, bigger with a lot more members. I mean, based on the last few years, how many folks have attended the event in Clearwater, it keeps increasing, which is phenomenal. I think that with the help of our YPN board member, he's going to help us get to where we want to get to. But no, I think that the area of Florida has always done really amazing things. Even before me, Brandon had the hardest time. And I got to tell you, I don't know how he did it. I would not want to be president during the time that Brandon was president, because there were no events. There was
Of
nothing.
course. Yeah.
Everything had to be done through Zoom, and it was just tough. But he did a phenomenal job. And as long as whoever takes over, whoever's leading the chapter, as long as they have, the time and the, you know, gut to go out there and continue it, I think it'll be great. And I'm sure, I know you, Ralph, you're going to be on the board for a long time. And I mean, we have a good board, and our board is a hard working board. It's very involved, and it's not one person more than the other. It's everybody's handling something, trying to push things along. And as long as we maintain that, I see that 5 years is we're gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be bigger, hopefully with more members, doing great things.
How do you see young professionals shaping the ARA's future?
It takes a young mind to wrap around all the changes that are coming along with everything, all the changes with the analytics or telematics or whatever, all of that stuff. I can't remember what company, one of the big name companies, they just released that now they have drones available for their rental. Everything is changing, and we need those young professionals because they're developing through all of these changes, and they're the ones that are going to keep pushing it forward. I'm good with a pen and my notepad. I have like 5 ARA notebooks, and they're all full. I always so I can write my notes. But as time goes on, it's the young professionals who at some point, 10, 15 years down the road, there's going to be a person who was a YP, 10, 15 years ago, sitting on, hopefully being interviewed by you guys. Brandon is a good example. He was a YP for, he just aged out. So it's important that the YP is, they're the ones that are going to keep pushing the industry forward. So it's a big deal.
If someone is listening today, wanted to really make an impact beyond their company, if they wanted to create an impact in the industry, what would you tell them? Where to
And
start?
impact the industry.
Yep.
Where would they start? Signing up. And
Easy as
that's
that.
where you start.
Absolutely.
It's easy
Easy
as
as that.
they have to sign up, because that's the only way that you're going to know what's going on. You're going to know when the conferences are. You're going to know who's leading the Facebook page. There's a group, Ralph, correct? There's a
Absolutely.
YP group. Yeah, so there's a lot of ways to get connected and get informed. And look at you guys. You asked me that question when you came here, and I said the same thing. You have to get in, you just get on the website, sign up, get involved, ask the questions, do what you need to do, and it'll happen.
Now we have a
just
Now we have
you
a podcast.
you have a
Absolutely.
podcast. You sponsored our event, and then you sponsored the YP event in Tampa not too long ago. And so you guys are doing great things. And that's another thing, is that you have to want it. You have to want to make something of it, because I can call everybody on my phone or keep in contact with everybody on my phone, but if I'm not doing anything with those connections, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time, right? So it's important that as hard as you work to build them, you have to maintain them. Otherwise, it's not going to lead to anything.
Yep.
No, that's exactly right. And a quick note to the viewers and listeners, the Brandon that's been referenced throughout the podcast is our Region 3 director, Brandon Algren, also my
Brandon
boss.
Alger.
So appreciate him giving me my time to do this too. So shout out. But leading into the final part of this, we do with everybody, it's the lightning round. Are you ready, Carol?
I'm ready.
All right, quick questions and quick answers. So what's the last song you had playing in the truck?
I'll Be There For You by Brands.
Oh, I
It's
love
the
it.
Friends.
Theme.
Friends.
Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, or McDonald's, and then what's your go-to order?
Chick-fil-A, the kale salad with chicken.
Okay.
What's your favorite rental tool, trick, or hack that you swear by?
Ralph, what's the rental trick tool that I swear by?
One trick or a hack that you've learned that you swear by in the rental game?
My goodness. I don't know. I don't know that I have any tricks up my sleeves.
That's just listen to this podcast and you'll gain them.
Are you asking these questions to everybody that go on the
everybody.
podcast?
Everybody.
All right, yeah.
So the
Steal
final
some tricks.
the final question, who do you want me to ask these questions to next?
The next person I want to challenge to be on the podcast would have to be
Not necessarily.
okay. The next person I would say, if it doesn't have to be a YP, it would be Josh Nichols.
Okay.
But if you're asking for YP, then I would say she's a president-elect, actually, is Sarah Wilper. That's who I would recommend.
Perfect. So we got two to go after right there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Carol, thank you so much for sharing your
Yeah.
story and your leadership in both Jamco and the area of Florida. I know I appreciate it greatly, and as well as many others do.
And it's clear how
Thanks,
important
guys.
the association involvement is for that next generation of rental professionals.
I appreciate everything you guys are doing.
We appreciate you.
your
Thank
time,
you.
Carol, and everything you're doing for the ARA and for the industry. So we'll see you next time. This is Carol Fontanez, the GM of Rentals and Jamco and the president of the ARA of Florida. See ya.